Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! Something I've always wanted you guys to know is that I've been forever appreciative of every fan of Descendants of Zombies. I have been forever appreciative of this niche because you guys heard my story and you accepted me as a part of this niche. And it became the greatest honor of my life to go on to create thousands of videos about Descendants of Zombies that will resonate with more people than I've ever perhaps been given credit for. And I've been able to share my story with more people than I ever imagined possible. Because every night somebody is watching a video that I create about my thoughts and predictions that I've offered about Descendants of Zombies. Because that's really all this is thoughts and predictions and reviews and character breakdowns that I've offered you guys because I saw something special in people like Ruby, people like Kylie, who I think are the strongest people of all time. And they have so much further to go, and I'm really excited to be a part of their futures because indeed they do have ones. And we all have a future to be excited about when it comes to Descendants of Zombies, and I've just wanted to be a part of that along with encouraging it, offering you guys incentive, which I could only hope that you guys would hear and see and think there was something special seen within every video that I ever created, because the only hope I've ever had is that somebody out there, somewhere, was going to hit my subscribe button. Really, as a content creator on YouTube, that's the only hope that we all ever have, is to stay ahead of each other and that somebody out there is going to appreciate us enough to hit our subscribe button. And I know that there are thousands of people out there who love to create these videos, offer insights, character breakdowns, and analogies, and tell you what they think is going to happen in Descendants of Zombies, because in all reality, nobody really knows. It's just predictions, it's just thoughts, and a lot of it sometimes can be very misleading. And I just wanted to be that one guy who if he was going to do anything, was going to offer encouragement that something special was going to happen, and we were all going to be a part of it. And as time passed, I felt like I was in possession of my own pocket watch because I wished that I could have frozen time just to have experienced this and relived it time and time again, because we never have to have enough time to have these conversations. And I've loved having these conversations every night. It is something that I look forward to. It is something I have taken great pride in sharing with each and every one of you, along with my crazy stories that I've often tied in to Descendants of Zombies. Some of those stories have came in the form of how I thought my girlfriend may have been a vampire, or my best friend may have been a werewolf, and I contemplated shooting him. The reason why I tell you these stories is to put smiles on your faces, to give you a chance of believing in your own dreams, and to share a story of your own. Because I know there are far more people out there that are very talented drawers and are very talented writers that would love to tell their own version of the story of Descendants of Zombies. And I was just kind of hoping that I could offer you incentive and encouragement to do just that. Because there are more people out there like me who are never given enough time to shine, or never given enough opportunity to have their story shared with the world. And I had that chance when I was really young. I was probably 13 years old. My first YouTube video was ever released, and my YouTube channel exploded in popularity, but it has never been this popular. This YouTube channel has exceeded all of my expectations as a content creator, and it's allowed me to really carve a legacy which you guys have helped me create and carve. I didn't carve this legacy on my own because I could have never done it without each and every one of you. The one thing that you guys have come to realize and know about me is that I've forever been appreciative of every fan of Descendants of Zombies. Even if it was just one subscriber every day, I was appreciative of you for just being here and being you, because I've always believed that we are stronger together, and our opinion became voices for the voiceless. It gave people out there hope. It gave people more of a chance of finding this YouTube channel and sharing their own story about how they became a fan of Descendants of Zombies. And that was so cool, man, because I had the chance to share with you these funny stories that oftentimes would make you have a smile on your face, leave you crying because you wanted to hear more. That's what was so fun about this channel, was that we experienced every emotion in the book, every milestone that we got to, we shared in together. We shared in the Worlds Collide Tour and its profound success. We shared in the premiere of Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, and the future of these new stars, which I'm incredibly excited to be a part of with Freya Sky and Malachi Burton, because I'm so appreciative of their friendship, as I was the friendship of Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker in 2024 when it was put on display for the entire world to see. If there was one guy who was forever appreciative of it, it was me. And the one thing that always jumped out about me about Kylie Cantrell was her strength. The girl has never been as strong as what she is now, or she's never felt as strong. In some of her latest dance videos, she is really comfortable with the person that she has become and really morphed into. And I think that we can find time in appreciating that, as we can all of your favorite stars, because I know that some Disney Channel stars of the past, especially the girls, have been victim of a lot of criticism. They've never really been given much of a chance, and I've loved them with all of my heart. I was a huge fan of Miley Cyrus years ago. I was forever a fan of Selena Gomez, and if there was one thing I was going to say about them, it was always going to be something nice, because the music that Selena Gomez was producing years ago was so beautiful, and the music she's producing now is just as beautiful. And I think that Miley Cyrus is a girl who can really sing anything. But if you want to talk about a girl who can sing anything within this generation, found within this generation and seen, it is Clarke. She was recently covering a lot of Taylor Swift songs, and she was trying to cover every Taylor Swift song in existence. And the one thing I noticed about it was how appreciative she was of Taylor Swift and Taylor Swift's role in entertainment, in pop culture. She wanted to be just like Taylor Swift. And as she performed these songs day after day on her YouTube channel and on her Facebook page, I noticed that she could cover these songs better than Taylor Swift could have ever sang them. And I was saying to myself, Clarke is such a beautiful person. She's overflowing with talent, but she's continuously giving people a profound amount of credit when she should be praising and crediting herself. The girl's got to feel confident, and I think we can help with that because we are all fans of Clarke. Over 775,000 of us have subscribed to her YouTube channel. Over 6 million people are following her on Instagram, and that goes without saying. You guys are very passionate about her, as you are Freya Sky, who is also a very strong person who I couldn't feel more passionate about than I already do. Especially after the success of the Stars Align World Tour and the Worlds Collide Tour, Freya Sky is having the time of her life. Leg 1 just wrapped up, Leg 2 kicks off in June, and I know a lot of people are really excited about it. And by the way, if you haven't got your tickets, you might want to head over to freyasky.com and purchase those tickets as we speak, because they're going fast and they're going to go like rapid fire. And take it from a guy who used to have to line up the night before to get a ticket to a concert or a star that he loves so much. Professional wrestling, you name it, I had the chance to experience it. But I came from a very different generation where you actually had to line up in the cold for hours just to get a ticket to your favorite singer or your favorite professional wrestling program. You had to line up the day before because you couldn't order the tickets online. And the most effective way was to go the night before, and you pretty much had to camp outside the venue. Those were fun times, but I think that time has really advanced over time, and we've had more innovative ways to experience these kind of things like the Worlds Collide Tour. But I remember, standing up for hours just to get a ticket to my favorite star like Selena Gomez, Hilary Duff, and if I could have had the chance to have attended the Worlds Collide Tour, I would have taken myself up in the opportunity, because I knew there were a lot of people heading out to this that were going to criticize it. And the one thing that I wanted to do was give it the praise it deserved, and praise you guys for how you really glowed at the Worlds Collide Tour, and I have never wanted anybody to take that away from you. It was such a profound honor for me to have experienced this and watched this on YouTube, because most of these videos I produced from my home, so I knew I was going to have to resort to watching it on YouTube, but the 2-hour production that I saw on YouTube was really worth it, and I had the time of my life because I experienced the emotion and the energy being at an all-time high. You guys were crazy about the Worlds Collide Tour and your favorite stars, and undeniably, with all the critics and the criticism seen in the crowd and the videos that were uploaded to YouTube, you guys were able to outshine that because you were the strongest force of all time. I truly believe that the Descendants of Zombies universe is the strongest force that we have ever experienced or may ever encounter. There is never going to be anything quite like this ever again witnessed in this lifetime. I have never experienced anything like this before, and I never will again. And I've often credited you guys for being the strongest force in the world, because ultimately you have proven that we are stronger together. And we've offered so many people so much inspiration to continue on collecting the dolls or the merch that comes with being a fan of Descendants of Zombies. Many of you have posters of Descendants of Zombies all over your room, or that one star that was a part of the cast of either Descendants or Zombies that you love with all of your heart. Many of you are fans of Malachi Barton. You've been fans of Freya Sky for forever because you saw a positive image and you saw a positive message coming from the lyrics of her songs. The one thing that Freya is so appreciative of is her music and how she's able to write it at such a young age, and she speaks so clearly in the lyrics of her songs as she relates to you, and she's forever appreciative of each and every one of you who have stood by Freya for forever. And I know firsthand firsthand it is very difficult to win the hearts of every fan of Freya Sky. But when you do finally win the hearts of every fan of Freya Sky, you've truly got something to be grateful for, and I have forever appreciated you. Because sometimes you guys are very difficult to create content for because you only want to watch the best. And I've appreciated that with you guys because I wanted to tell this story in a very effective way, along with a very powerful way of telling it, because I think that the more powerfully you can tell it, the more believers you can make it and more fans of Descendants of Zombies that indeed there is a future that we can all be a part of. I know a lot of us are going to be a lot older by the time Zombies 5 happens, but it's going to give us time in appreciating how far the franchises have come, because these franchises started with Ed and Addison's love story, Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim contributing their life to Descendants of Zombies, and they wanted to be a part of something special. That's all they knew, but little did they know it would go on to become such a huge phenomenon and a profound success. Again, going back to each and every one of you. These stars have never felt stronger because of how you've supported them, how you've felt about them, and I think we can find time in encouraging that and supporting that, because there are a lot of people who don't. When they review Descendants of Zombies, they record a 6-minute long video, they upload it, and all they talk about is the costumes, or how these new characters are coming into the fold, finding their way into the niche. They never truly tell you how they feel about a character like Pink, who I'm excited to meet. I can tell you firsthand that I'm really excited to meet Pink because she is one of the strongest girls I have ever seen in my life for her incentive, her heart, and her dedication, and I think we can also find time in encouraging her as we have Kylie Cantrell. Because Kylie Cantrell is so excited about her upcoming album, all the projects she's going to be involved in. She's making some guest appearances here recently, and we've had a couple of live videos dropped from Kylie Cantrell because she felt like she wasn't keeping you in that informative loop enough, and I think now she's feeling more confident in herself because she's kind of resonating with you guys more and on more of a personal level than perhaps ever before. I know there have been a lot of rumors surrounding, who is this villain? We're left wondering in the dark who this villain is and what he wants with Wonderland, but I think for every successful story, there has to be a villain. I've often been quoted in saying that for every hero there needs to be a villain, and for every villain there needs to be a hero, an adversary if you would. I remember being a huge fan of Hercules back in 1997 and the way Disney could tell this story. We met Hades, we met Phil, Megara, and Hercules and Pegasus. And they went on to tell this very powerful story, and now we're excited about the live-action Hercules for the first time ever. People like Ariana Grande and even Zendaya have been eyed to play Megara. So when I heard about how Zendaya and Ariana Grande were some of the people being eyed to play Megara, I immediately thought of Kylie Cantrell, and I thought to myself, why not Kylie Cantrell? She's in the best shape of her life. She feels more confident in herself than ever before, so give her more of an opportunity to shine through. Give her the chance to play Megara and see what she does with it. I said this about Ruby Rose Turner a long time ago. I always believed that Ruby deserved the chance to play Rapunzel, not just because Rapunzel was one of the most iconic Disney princesses ever and had one of the most beautiful stories about how she wanted to escape her tower just to see the fireflies on her 19th birthday, which she eventually had the chance to do with Eugene. I think, by the way, Milo Manheim playing Eugene in the live-action Tangled, I don't necessarily know how I feel about Tegan Croft. I think being an Australian actress, she's going to do a great job, but I think Milo Manheim is really going to shine through and be probably one of the best portrayals of Eugene we've ever seen. And it got me to thinking about how Meg Donnelly could have been Rapunzel in the live-action Tangled, because I think that Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim's chemistry has been off the charts. And no matter who we were, we all took something special away from Milo Manheim and Meg Donnelly's portrayal of these characters. Undoubtedly and undeniably, they are going to hold a very special place in our heart for many years to come, and I'm just so excited to be a part of it. I saw how Milo Manheim came out for Meg Donnelly's Broadway debut, and he was forever supportive of her. It got me to thinking about how if I was ever on Broadway, I would hope that somebody would come out and love and support of me, although I'm a long way away from ever starring on Broadway. But I think if it were up to you guys would have Jonathan Clarke be a part of the franchise's Descendants of Zombies hands down because of how I've told this story. If anything, the voice of Descendants of Zombies for how I've told this story. I've felt so honored to have lent my voice to the soundtrack of Descendants of Zombies and told this story very differently from other content creators. And honestly, guys, I've truly had the time of my life because I not only got to talk about Descendants of Zombies, but I had the chance to meet each and every one of you, and we came together as a solemn community forever supportive of our favorite stars. I'm not going to lie to you guys, from the first moment I saw Meg Donnelly as the character Addison Wells, I knew she had something special to offer. And as time went on, she got better with that role. She was identified as the character Edison, and that's how people related to her through the story she told as that character. The story of a girl trying to find acceptance in her own life, who would eventually meet Zed, who was a zombie who was trying to find acceptance in his own way, and they clicked. They really became a force to be reckoned with. And through the installments of Zombies, their relationship faced a number of challenges, but there was nothing they couldn't see through and get through together. And that's what I admired about it, because in this story, we saw something special in Zed and Addison, and we saw ourselves in those characters, because there were situations that they were going through we may have had happen to us in our own life. And I think that through the music of Freya Sky that she would release years later after she got more exposed, the thing was we heard something special in those lyrics, and people went to Spotify, subscribed to Freya Sky over 500,000 times, and downloaded her music more than any artist in 2025, 2026. The numbers for Freya Sky are outstanding, and I think that for every single person who has ever stayed by Freya Sky's side and supported her in challenging times when she really needed that support, along with Meg Donnelly, it was truly such a huge honor for me to talk about these stars, because as I've said many times, if I was ever going to say anything about them, it was going to have to be something nice. I am really excited to be a part of this future with you guys. While I can't speak for other content creators who revolve their content, he or she's content, around Descendants of Zombies, I am so excited to be a part of this future with all of you, because I think that no matter who we are, we all have something special to offer to this franchise, and we can all take something special away from it. In terms of Ruby, Ruby will forever be my favorite Descendants character, and seeing her in these reoccurring roles on shows like Phyllis Gladstone for Fuller House, and of course Eden, they are smaller roles for Ruby. Almost Popular is also another smaller role. I think she deserves more of a chance to see exposure herself and to really put herself out there in the public eye. And I'm not going to stop until these stars are given the gratitude and the respect that they deserve, because you guys deserve more of an opportunity to see them in action. You guys deserve more of an opportunity to see these live performances and experience things like Leg 2 of the Worlds Collide Tour, which is rumored to be including Camp Rock the second time around. It's supposed to happen in the fall of 2026. So we're a ways away from seeing things like Zombies 5 and Leg 2 of the Worlds Collide Tour from happening, but all that means is I'm just going to have to upload videos about Descendants of Zombies for the rest of my life. And if you guys are cool with that, I've had no regrets since uploading videos about Descendants of Zombies. It's about time you guys had a dedicated YouTuber and a dedicated channel to talking about these stars and things happening on Disney Channel and in our everyday lives when it comes to Disney and pop culture for a very long time. That actually put his heart into every video that he ever recorded. And I've really put my heart, I've truly believed in this YouTube channel probably more than anybody. Because if I was going to say anything at all about Kylie Cantrell, it was going to be something positive. Because I know there are a lot of people that have reviewed everything from her music videos to the context of the music videos to how Kylie Cantrell feels about herself. They've taken advantage of everything. And the thing is, guys, your love and support is what's always mattered. Your love and support is what always has counted. And your love and support is what's allowed Kylie Cantrell to come out on the other side of the spectrum stronger than ever before. Thank you so much for having believed in Kylie Cantrell with all of your heart. And thank you so much for having believed in me as the host of this YouTube channel, because you guys could have chosen any voice on YouTube to have been the official voice of Descendants of Zombies, but for some reason you've chosen this YouTube channel time and time again. I don't know if it had anything to do with how I could tell this story better than anybody, far better than anybody ever could, and break down these reviews in a way that they were meant to be always reviewed and broken down. But I've really had the time of my life. I know that I might be a guy who wakes up in the morning, throws on the first sweater he sees, and then pushes record. There is nothing really special about me in this channel, but the one thing that's always remained constant is each and every one of you for how you believe passionately about Descendants of Zombies and how you've never quit on your favorite stars. That's what matters. You guys are the reason for Descendants of Zombies' success, and you're behind everything that happens for them. So as long as you're behind them, forever and always supporting them, as we look at the same moon and that same constellation, because we do every night, there is no reason why we can't give somebody hope in a future for Descendants of Zombies and giving them the chance to be a part of something so special. I hope that 20 years from now we can still have these conversations about what it was like to be a fan of Descendants of Zombies, because I'm going to be here to have these conversations with you as long as I've got a heartbeat. Because I've loved these stars just as much as what you have. I've taken away a greater appreciation than any YouTuber ever has for Descendants of Zombies, and I've truly had the time of my life in this life-changing experience, because if there's one thing this has been for me, it truly has been a life-changing experience where I've experienced everything with you guys and shared in so many emotional moments that I will never ever forget. Thank you for allowing me the chance to have been the voice of Descendants of Zombies and to have created everybody's favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time. If you are somebody who has never smashed my subscribe button or hit my like button, I would love for you to be a part of these conversations, because just like this conversation, there are many more conversations for us that remain to be had, and I would love for you to be a part of these conversations and contribute to these conversations, because no matter who we are, as I've said many times, we all have a story, and we just want more than anything for our story to be seen and heard by more people than ever before. And perhaps that's one of the sole reasons we create YouTube, to have the chance to have our story heard and seen by more people than ever before. Little did I know that my story would go on to be seen and heard by over 4,000 people and get up over 120,000 views on this YouTube channel. Again, guys, thank you so much for having made this your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time. And most of all, thank you for being you, because there's only forever and always been only one you in this lifetime. And thank you so much for having watched this video.